It is Sunday morning, and I have a few things that I would like to share. The first thing is, I truly believe that every person has a unique or specific calling and purpose for their life. And for me, I'm beginning to think that my purpose is to share information, especially unpleasant things that a lot of people don't want to hear. At the same time, I still feel compelled and obliged to share these things. So, what I'm going to share this morning is going to start with a verse that I read from a different devotion. And this verse is in 1 Thessalonians. And this is the Apostle Paul talking. And he says that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. And that goes along with something else that Jesus said in Matthew 24. A couple verses, Jesus says, starting in 41, he says, 2 women will be grinding with a handmill. One will be taken and the other will be left. Therefore keep watch, because you do not know on what day your Lord will come. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known at what time of night the thief was coming, he would have kept watch and would not have let his house be broken into. So you must also be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect him. So what Jesus said there in Matthew 24 goes hand in hand with what is written in 1 Thessalonians. And another verse I'm going to read is 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 6. It goes on and says, so then let us not sleep as others do, but let us keep awake and be sober. So that's kind of like the premise of something else that I want to go into, and that subject is the Titanic. I've done some research on it before, and I've done some more research on it, and I'm going to include some of the links in the description box. I'm going to share this on YouTube and on Facebook for anyone who wants to do some additional study. But if anyone's familiar with the story of the Titanic, also known as the Unsinkable Titanic or Unsinkable Molly Brown, there was a lot of acclaim for how wonderful that this ship was constructed. A lot of money went into it. A lot of famous, wealthy people were on board this ship. However, there were some major and vital flaws in the design of the ship regarding the bulkhead. I wrote down a couple little flaws that I wanted to just share, and again, more information will be in the entire article. But one of the flaws had to do with the design of the quote-unquote watertight compartment of the bulkheads, and apparently that the walls separating the bulkheads extended only a few feet above the water line, so that water could pour from one compartment into another, especially if the ship began to list or pitch forward. That was a design flaw that was actually prophetic, came true when the Titanic hit the iceberg and all the water started to leak into the bottom part of the ship, was a contributing factor in its sinking. And one of the other critical flaws was the fact that there was an inadequate number of lifeboats that were on the Titanic. They were not anticipating any danger. Obviously, nobody wants to anticipate anything negative happening. So in this case, the inadequate number of lifeboats was another horrible contributing factor to so many people's lives being lost. So the reason I'm sharing this is because I am a true believer in Jesus Christ. I'm a believer in everything that he said. I believe that he is going to be coming back. And I know for myself, I want to make sure that I am ready, that I'm being obedient to everything that he has said, but I don't want to just keep that information to myself. So that is why I am sharing this information with anyone who wants to listen to me. And one of the other major flaws regarding the Titanic was there was warnings that were given to the captain, warnings that were given to some of the other crew members that were not taken seriously. They did not pay attention to those warnings regarding icebergs in the water, and then so we all know what ended up happening, that the regarding the disaster of the Titanic. So I wanted to just share these things this morning, and it truly is my hope and my desire that whoever listens to anything that I have to say and to share, that you will research these subjects on your own, decide for yourself if they are true, and then take heed to the warnings accordingly. So thank you. That's what I wanted to share today.